What is up, everybody? It is Wick here, and I'm going to go over some items I've sold on Amazon. Sold all of these doing their FBA service where I ship in all the items to Amazon in one big shipment. When these items sell, Amazon ships them out. I don't have to handle everything, even returns. Amazon judges if they're able to be sold again. But let's jump into some of these items, some really good flips. First item is this Bop It. You've probably heard me mention this on the channel if you watch. I picked this up at a yard sale a year ago now, probably, close to a year. Picked it up for $5, brand new sealed. Ended up selling it on Amazon for $230. Brand new sealed stuff on Amazon. It just sells for a higher amount, especially if it's rare and people want it. These Bop Its sell very well used as well. You can see it looks like they're selling for about $66.99 right now, which is quite a bit of money. You find these at yard sales for $0.25, sometimes used. Or if you're lucky enough like me, you find one for $5 brand new sealed. Bought a couple of these open signs at Home Depot. I paid right around $10 if I remember correctly. And I sold these for 40 bucks. So some pretty good profit there. The boxes on these were pretty big. If I would have had to ship them using eBay, I probably would have had to pay between 10 to 15, 16 bucks to ship them. However, it probably only cost me about 50, 60 cents when I ship these in with everything else to Amazon. And then Amazon, with the FBA service, the customer gets free shipping. So that's the power of Amazon FBA. You do pay more in fees. You can figure all my sale prices is about 35-40% going out in various different fees. So I ended up buying like 30 or 40 of these at Salvation Army. They put out a bunch of them, 99 cents. They had factory sealed boxes they were opening up. I bought them all, and then a couple days later there was a bunch more out. They were $1.99 after that, but still a great deal. Ended up buying eventually all of them I could. Sold through quite a bit of these, and sold them for $19.88. Here's a Lego set I just had in a haul video. I picked this up at Goodwill. The box was open, but the bags inside were sealed. I said that you could mark it down just a few dollars and explain that on Amazon, sell it as used like new, and it would sell. I priced it at $42.89 and it sold almost instantly as soon as it made it to the Amazon warehouse. Wasn't a whole lot of profit because I paid, I think, $14 for it. However, in the end, I'm still doubling up my money. Same day I picked up this Lego Dimensions. This one was actually sealed, but the box was beat up. Again, I sold it as used like new. Sold it for $29.99, and again, it sold instantly. Paid $3.99 for this one, so it was some pretty good profit. Here's another Magnavox combo unit. I've sold so many of these, dozens at this point. So who knows where I picked this up. I think the last one I picked up was like $5 or $10. Some of them I picked up for $1, and I sold it for $150. I always make sure to have the remote, the cables, everything like that with it when I'm selling them on Amazon, because people just expect that. Amazon is a different platform than eBay. People expect things to be better, cleaner, more complete. They don't read deep into the item descriptions. And of course, there's returns. Anytime you've bought anything on Amazon, it's very easy to return stuff. So if people are not completely happy, they will just return it. And since Amazon has no hassle returns, you have to return anything for any reason. It sounds terrible, but trust me, it's not that bad, especially if you're selling a lot of stuff. In the end, you're going to be making so much more money than, the returns you're going to have to deal with. Here is something else I sold within the last month. This Striker Hand Tools Parking Attendant Garage Parking Sensor. Picked it up for $2 at Goodwill. There is no one currently selling it. You can tell by the reviews here, 4 stars, 241 ratings, that it's going to be a good seller. So I priced it up. I priced it at $35. Again, it sold instantly. I probably could have priced it $50 or $60. Somebody out there would have bought it. May have lost a little bit of money by not doing that. I believe these only sold for about $15 anyway, new when they were out, when people were actually selling them. So I already doubled the price and still was able to sell it. So tripling and quadrupling the price, that's getting a bit greedy. I don't like to do that too much. I believe I got this at a Goodwill for about $7, brand new sealed Kobe personal CD player. Sold it for $39.49. Yep, $39.49, the price that's up there. So somebody else is trying to get that price. This one took a few months to sell, but eventually it did, and I made some great profit. Here's another thing I picked up recently, these Hasbro Ugly dolls. Now, if you're selling plush on Amazon, it needs to be new. It needs to be cleaned. It has to be polybagged. I assume you can sell used plush as well. I've never done it. I would be very wary to do so. Make sure there's no scents. It smells like new, because people's noses are very different. If they get a little bit of mold smell or a little bit of smoke, somebody's going to pick that up and they're going to be very unhappy. Sometimes even brand new items out of a factory sealed box like this was, still people don't like the smell and they'll complain. Anyway, this came out of a factory sealed box from a thrift store. For whatever reason, somebody donated factory sealed boxes of these and there was 2 of them. I ended up getting them. Luckily, when I went to pay for them, she said these aren't supposed to be out on the floor, but they sold them to me anyway. So happy they did. $39.99 is what I sold them for. So only paying $1 a piece. Great profit. So I bought this win, lose, or draw game. I paid maybe $5 for it at Goodwill, 5 or less. And I said it in my haul video, I was going to price this like $70 or $80, I think. I don't know why I priced it $50, but it sold really quick. But I do believe it's probably sold for $100 at some point anyway. So, you know, I think I'd probably realistically get 50 to $100 for it. I probably should have priced it more. Maybe when I went to list it, I just was like, it probably won't sell if I priced it that high. I just want to move it. I don't know. $49.99 is what I priced it at, and it sold very quick. I don't remember much about this cell phone kit, but I picked it up at a thrift store or a yard sale at some point. Bought it cheap. I sold it for $69.99. That's used. I believe it was in the box still. Selling phones like this, gotta test them. You gotta put the batteries in. If they already have batteries, you gotta charge them. You gotta let them sit for at least 24 hours. I like to let them sit for 2 or 3 days just to see if they hold a charge. Because if people buy these used and they don't hold a charge, they're not gonna be happy. Sometimes I just buy brand new batteries, phone batteries, rechargeable. I'm not that expensive, especially when you're selling a unit like this for $70. I probably only pay like $5 for it. Here's an amazing flip. I had picked it up at Goodwill for $6. I picked up 2 of them on 2 different days at the same Goodwill. Kind of crazy. Already sold one for $95, and I believe I sold this one for $95 as well. Yeah, $94.88 is what I sold it for. Somebody has one now listed new for $128. It's just some sort of like air purifier hydro stick, I guess some sort of filter thing. I don't know what it is exactly, to be honest. I don't need to know what it is as long as it sells. Decided to throw this game in just because it was such a fast flip. I only paid $2 for it, brand new sealed at Goodwill. Shipped it in, sold it for $24.99. After fees and everything, you know, you're probably only making like $8, but they're so easy just to ship in with everything else. All I do is scan it when I'm doing an FBA shipment and then print out the labels, put them on my products, ship them all in. So it's just a very easy $8. Here is another item that nobody was selling. I even said in the haul video, I'd probably price this $70 and it would sell right away. It did. It's one of those things, I'm going to price high, it's going to sell. I've had probably a dozen scenarios where I found sealed Hunter thermostats and put them on Amazon where there was no one currently selling them. Priced them like $50, $60 and they sell right away. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do with this one. It sold right away, and I think I priced, yeah, $69.88 is what I sold it for. So just a Hunter digital thermostat probably only sold for like $40 originally. You got to remember there's millions upon millions of people who shop on Amazon. Somebody wants this because their old one went out. They look at the model number and they're like, I want the same thing I had. So they go on Amazon, they find it, and they just pay the $70. At least that's kind of what I think is going to happen. Or somebody just ends up finding the listing. You can see I had 218 ratings. It was definitely a popular product. It always makes me wonder though, what if I priced it $150? Would somebody pay it? Probably. I've priced things very high on Amazon like that, and somebody always ends up buying them. Here's some Lego Walmart clearance I picked up. I believe I had like $23 into these, and I sold them for $63.99. The price dipped very low on these. I think they went down to 40 something because so many people buy them on clearance and try to sell them. Then they have price wars. I sat on my price. As soon as I got the buy box, I sold all 8 of mine back to back to back. I had one sale in between, but back to back to back for $63.99. Again, not huge profit after fees and my cost. Still about $15 for, I'll say practically no work. Of course, there's work involved, but for the amount of profit you're making, you know, it's definitely worth it. Another item that nobody was selling. You see the theme here? If you find stuff that people, you know, there's no competition, you can just make your own price and make so much money. I got these at Lowe's, which is surprising there was no competition because usually Lowe's stuff is pretty competitive. Paid $7 a piece for them, picked up 4 that day, shipped in all 4. Somebody bought all 4 of them, the one person, sold them for $44.95 a piece, paying $7. again, just incredible profits. Picked up this Genie remote. It was open package at a thrift store. I think I paid $5 for it. Sold it for $69.99. Found this in my death pile. It was about 5 or 6 years old. 5 or 6 years ago, I picked it up, and yeah, I think I paid $2.99 for it because the good old Goodwill sticker was still on there. But I checked Amazon. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. This is selling great. And I sold it for $97.35. This is used. It did have the original box and the cables with it. It's just an external Sony floppy drive. Anyone who's ever watched The Bearded Picker, he always says Sony sells, and it's very true. You can always get more money for Sony stuff. So I picked this up used at a thrift store for 50 cents. It's a Buckaroo game. Sold it for $27.99 used. When you're buying things for 50 cents, you can sell them for $27.99. Amazon's taking a huge amount of fees out, but you're still making great profit. Same case scenario, this Disney DVD bingo. I've sold this before new. You see it's selling for about $100 there, but it also sells good used. I sold it for $33.99. So again, I think I paid maybe 50 cents for this one as well at the thrift store. Definitely no more than $5, so it's worth picking up. So I got these from a secret source. I'm not going to say because I got to keep some of my sources secret. Paid $50 for them. They're Sony headphones. Here's another instance of where Sony sells, especially the discontinued items. Paid $50, sold it for $180. Brand new sealed, great stuff. Sold a bunch of these Christmas lights after Christmas. None of them was selling during the Christmas season. And then all of a sudden, I just sold through all of them I had shipped in. I think I shipped 10 boxes in. Paid about $25 for them at Lowe's last year. Sold them for $59.99, and I still got 10, 20 boxes of these. Maybe I'll send some more in. I was just going to wait until next Christmas, but if people are buying them outside of Christmas, it's probably worth sending them in, especially since currently unavailable. There's no competition. I think it was a new listing, actually, because I don't remember there being any reviews. Now there's, almost 5 stars, 4 ratings. It's going to make people buy them now. Sometimes you just have to wait a bit for people to buy and mature the listing. I didn't think this day would come. I found a working Samsung DVD combo unit. These things never work. They're notorious for having problems. I think this is the one I got at a yard sale for $5, and I sold it for $150. So what I do is I just wrap them in bubble wrap, put the appropriate stickers on that Amazon requires, ship them in. Of course, I fully test them. You want to make sure everything's working very well. Everything's clean. If not, I'll sell it on eBay. If everything's good, I sell it on Amazon and I get a big premium. If you used to sell this on eBay, you'd probably only get about $80 for it. Another used item, these Kenyo Vhs Rewinders. I picked up one at a yard sale for $1. Actually, no, this one I picked up for $2.99 at Goodwill. The one I'm thinking about at a yard sale I didn't pick up because it was damaged. Anyway, I sold it for $45. I've sold these new before as well. They fetch a nice price. Had to throw one of these Tripoli mats in because I had some comments about me not being able to sell them for the price I was quoting. People look on eBay and they see them selling for, $15, $20. And no, I'm selling mine on Amazon. So I'm getting a bit more money for them. I sold this one for $40. This is just the mat. There was like a span of 2 or 3 weeks where I found like 4 or 5 of these at rummage sales and thrift stores. This is one I got at a thrift store for 50 cents. Unfortunately, a lot of times when you find these mats, they're just like plastic, and being that old, they're not in great shape. However, this one was very clean. I felt comfortable selling it on Amazon and sold it for $40. Found this at a Goodwill. I think it was $6.99, or actually I think it was $10. Hooked on Spanish. This was used and in very good condition. Sold it for $60. So $10 into $60. Take it all day long. And of course, I'm not counting the fees. You can just figure that in your head if you really want to know, about 35-40%. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game? Picked this up, I think, at Goodwill for about $3. Sold it for $40. So sold it for $40. Probably paid about $5 for it. It was sealed. Here's another 50-cent board game. This Walking Dead Risk. Sold this one for $39.99 as well. If you happen to have a thrift store that only charges 50 cents or $1 for any board game, sometimes you can really score. I've been talking about so many of these little handheld games that you can find. The Radica, but also the Yahtzee stuff. The clear handheld ones do pretty well. I paid $0.25 for this at a yard sale. I think I sold it for $40. Let me check here. Yeah, $40 used. I found these brand new sealed before at I remember particularly one place was an estate sale. It was just sitting on an entertainment center. It was only $1. And I got about $120, $130 for it, brand new, sealed. Again, if you're selling these on Amazon, you want them to be clean and fully tested. Sometimes the buttons on these go bad. And then finally, I wanted to show you this Pokemon Monopoly game. I picked this up used at Goodwill for $5. The pieces inside were in great condition. It was complete. And I sold it on Amazon here for $79.99. But there's some of my sales, definitely not all of them. I had a few hundred sales in the past couple months. This is just some of the ones I wanted to show you. I haven't forgot about you Amazon people. I know there's a lot of you watch the channel and you want to see some of these sales as well. Other people like the eBay sales. All this stuff can be sold on eBay as well for a profit, not just Amazon. But if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button for me. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, flipping_junk. I would appreciate it if you subscribed, if you enjoyed the content. This has been Wick. Till next time.